God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved Son, incline your heart and listen to what I tell you on this night marked by my eternal will. As it is written, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you." Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 26. I look inside you and see what no one else sees, the silent battle, the weight carried for years, the thoughts that try to hide behind smiles and routines. But I see them. I see what exhausts you, what holds you back, what steals the shine I placed within your spirit. And that is why I come now, not with gentle suggestions, but with decrees of deliverance that flow from my own heart. This is a marked hour, an encounter between what I prepared before time and what you live now. Nothing here is accidental. Nothing here is ordinary. I am beginning in you a movement that crosses the invisible, that touches the essence of your being, and that starts dissolving what has imprisoned you for so long. Comment, I trust in the God who renews my heart. Do you feel that you are ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already reserved for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you wish to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritually and materially, click on the link in the first comment. There, you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I feel how your emotions have been pulled from one side to the other, as if opposing winds pushed you toward paths you never fully chose. I see when you try to gather yourself, take a deep breath, rise again, even when everything around you tries to remind you of old pains. There are memories that still weigh, words frozen in time, expectations that were never met and insist on pulling you back to the place where you believe you failed. But today I enter the deepest territory within you with my fatherly hands, and I begin to undo every knot that formed while you tried to survive on your own. I begin to break every fear that taught your heart to shrink when I only wanted you to advance. I come to order what became disordered, to calm what has remained restless, to restore what was broken. Nothing in you is lost to me. I see the layers behind what no one understands, and that is why today I bring a peace that does not depend on the world, a peace that reaches even what you cannot explain. I am undoing emotional chains you did not even know you were still carrying. Chains formed by old rejections, unfair comparisons, burdens you absorbed as if they were truths about who you are. Today I remove every weight that kept you from breathing deeply, every shadow that tried to hide the shine of the identity I placed in you. I am creating within you a new space, a place where my serenity will not be interrupted by voices of the past nor muffled by fears of the future. This space is my gift to you, a place of rest, clarity, and direction. Here, I speak, and your heart understands. Here, I guide, and you realize you are not alone. Here, I heal, and you begin to feel again what once seemed lost. My beloved son, I prepare this space not only to restore you but to make flourish what was always destined to be born within your soul. Here, no pain rules. Here, no memory dominates. Here, only my peace governs. Comment: I receive the emotional healing God is doing in me. Son, remember what my word says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 17. My spirit is now moving in deep layers, descending into the quietest corners of your soul, touching places you didn't even know were wounded but that for a long time shaped your reactions, your fears, and even your silences. I know there are memories that return like echoes of a past you tried to forget, expectations that became burdens and made you believe you had to be stronger than you truly were, as if the value of your life depended on carrying loads that were never yours. I also know of the emotional ties that drained your energy, consumed your peace as you tried to maintain balances that did not belong to you. But today I declare, with the authority that comes from my throne and with the love that has always sustained you, what drained you, what tied you, what confused you is being removed from your inner story. Not by human strength, not by emotional effort, nor by natural strategies, but by the breath of my Spirit, who blows where he wills and accomplishes what no heart can explain. This is the beginning of a new movement within you, a realignment that only heaven can produce. From this moment on, you will begin to perceive a lightness that cannot be explained by human logic, a rest that does not come from organized thoughts but from my presence resting upon you like a soft and continuous oil. You will feel that what once pressured you now loses its strength, like chains that simply fall apart without noise, without effort, only by the touch of my hand. I will free you from influences that for years blurred your vision, produced uncertainties, stole your clarity, and placed dust over what I always wanted to be clear within you. You will notice that decisions which once seemed impossible will become simple, that feelings that paralyzed you will lose their dominion, and that steps you avoided taking will now open naturally before you. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My son, I also observe closely the people around you, those who, often without realizing it, drain your energy, weaken your confidence, and attempt to diminish what I myself planted in your spirit. I see those who question your vision, who insinuate doubt, who spread insecurity through conversations you tried to ignore just to keep the peace. I know how certain words wounded you in silence, how some subtle ironies landed on your heart with the weight of stones, even while you smiled on the outside. You tried to love beyond your own strength, tried to understand what had no explanation, tried to sustain ties that never sustained you. But my son, I will no longer allow you to be shaped by environments that dim the light I placed within you. I am dissolving connections that do not lift you, closing cycles that kept you tied to old versions of yourself, freeing you from people who confused your soul and clouded your direction. This movement is not rejection, it is not a bitter rupture, it is protection. I am guarding the future I crafted with my own hands, guarding the garden I planted within you, guarding the unique radiance of your identity. Comment: I accept that God is protecting me by removing certain people. Son, listen now with the attention that rises from the Spirit, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. I am not merely removing people, environments, and influences that silently wounded you. I am preparing fertile ground within you. I am opening room for the new, room for what truly comes from me, room for connections that will be like rivers of life flowing through your journey. New people will cross your path, and you will recognize instantly that they came from me, because their words will bring relief, their guidance will bring wisdom, and their presence will bring peace. They will not drain your energy, they will nourish your soul. I will send bonds that will build your faith, strengthen your vision, and remind you of the purpose for which you were created. You will no longer walk alone, trying to be strong for everyone, carrying burdens that were never yours. I will give you partners for the journey, pure alliances, healthy relationships, ties that do not drain you but propel you forward, that do not confuse you but confirm you. Receive this promise. Comment: I receive the divine connections God will send into my life. Now, my son, when this lightness begins to manifest within you, do not reject it and do not question it. For a long time, you believed that true peace was rare, that deep rest was a distant privilege, almost impossible for someone who lived through so many emotional battles. But I am surprising you in a loving and unexpected way. Pay close attention. Your heart will be overtaken by an inner silence so gentle and so pure that you will recognize it immediately as mine. This silence is not absence, it is presence. Where there was restlessness, I will place clarity. Where fear lived, courage will rise. Where there was turmoil, security will be born. You may even feel as if something inside you is disappearing, but know this: what is fading is not what strengthened you. It is what imprisoned you, wounded you, delayed you. Do not try to grasp what I am removing. Do not attempt to rebuild what I have already ended. Do not try to reconnect with what no longer belongs to the path I designed for you. This is the time to learn to live lightly, my son. Light is someone who finally understands that they are loved too deeply to carry weights I never asked them to carry. Comment: I choose to live light in God. My dear one, as it is written, it is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 8. The time of turning has come, the moment when heaven leans over your life with new decrees. You are entering a season where I myself will guide your steps, not only showing you paths but moving doors before you, closing those that no longer serve you, expanding horizons you once could not even see. There are environments that can no longer contain the magnitude of the anointing I placed within you, and that is why I am repositioning you with firmness and love. The places where you insisted were not mine, and that is why they felt so narrow, so exhausting, so confusing. The doors you tried to force were too small for what I prepared. Now, my son, I myself take the lead of your journey. I will shift environments, adjust opportunities, renew connections, align everything that was misaligned. There is a divine realignment happening, deep, perfect, necessary, and you do not need to control any of it. Simply trust. What I am doing will surprise you with precision and care. Comment: I trust in the God who guides my steps. My beloved child, listen closely, for I am speaking to the deepest chambers of your spirit. I have watched you move through seasons where the ground beneath you felt uncertain, where each step seemed to sink into unfamiliar terrain, and where your heart questioned whether you were still aligned with the purpose I placed within you. What you felt as instability was not a sign of failure, but evidence of a holy reconstruction taking place beneath the surface. I have been removing the brittle foundations that could not carry the weight of your calling and establishing something far stronger, grounded firmly upon the enduring truth of my will. You are not responsible for predicting every turn of your journey, nor for understanding every layer of what I am unfolding. Your part, my precious one, is simply to trust the direction I reveal, step by step, moment by moment. Release the sorrow you hold over pathways that ended abruptly. Let your grip loosen from the expectations that once defined your sense of progress. Those conclusions were not defeats, they were divine redirections, preparing the ground for what is now beginning. As the new course unfolds before you, do not view it as a detour from what you believed your life would become. This path, illuminated by my wisdom, leads you directly toward the fulfillment that has always been set apart for you. My understanding far surpasses what your mind can calculate, and my timing exceeds what your heart imagined. Take a deep breath in this very moment, and allow my peace to settle gently upon your soul. The season of wrestling with uncertainty is nearing its end. I know the weight you have carried, the quiet heaviness that pressed against your thoughts when you tried to discern the right decision, the tension between what you desired and what felt unclear, the silent worry that disrupted your inner calm. Let that burden fall away from you now. I am lifting it from your shoulders with my own hands. I will guide you through your present crossroads, and I will make unmistakably clear the path I designed for your next chapter. What has confused you will no longer remain vague. What you were meant to pursue will become a certainty rather than a question. As clarity rises within you, you will sense what to hold on to and what to gently release without fear. This illumination will dissolve the quiet, unspoken beliefs that once limited your confidence, misunderstandings about your worth, doubts about your identity, and false boundaries placed upon what you believed was possible for your life. Open your heart wide to hear me now, for I am speaking through more than just these words. I will whisper to you in your dreams, placing understanding within images and impressions that will visit you tonight. Pay attention to them, for they will contain truth wrapped in symbolism. And when the dawn arrives, you will notice a calm, steady assurance awakening inside you. It will not come from your own reasoning, but from my spirit stirring with renewed strength within you. I am sharpening your inner vision so you can see beyond appearances, perceive hidden motives, and recognize opportunities disguised in humble form. What has felt like fog will lift, and what once seemed tangled will unfold into simple, clear alignment. Nothing that has been concealed from you will remain hidden. The insight flowing from my presence will empower you to step forward with bold, unwavering confidence. Know this, my beloved, I have heard the grief you carry concerning the years you believed were wasted. I have seen the sadness you felt over the efforts that seemed fruitless, the delays that puzzled you, the financial struggles that drained your hope, the setbacks that made you question whether you missed your chance. But today I tell you with absolute certainty, none of those moments were without purpose. Not a single tear, not a single disappointment, not a single delay was in vain. Misleading voices may try to convince you that your opportunity has passed, that certain doors will not open again, that what you lost cannot be recovered. But those voices do not speak my truth. Hear me clearly, this moment marks a profound shift in your story, a divine turning point that has the power to redefine everything that comes next. What you believed could never return, I am bringing back into your life with a quality far greater than before. The path you assumed was permanently closed is now being reopened, but redesigned in a way that aligns with who you have become and who you are destined to be. I am the originator of new beginnings, the restorer of broken timelines, the one who breathes life into what appeared dormant. I am ushering opportunities toward you, ones shaped specifically for the maturity, wisdom, and resilience you now carry. This time, my child, you will not enter unprepared. The experiences that once discouraged you have now equipped you. The lessons that felt painful have refined you. The moments that seemed like setbacks were essential in forming the strength you need for the blessings that are approaching. Stand ready, for what comes next is not a repetition of the past but a glorious elevation beyond it. Now let us reflect on your material life, the possessions that faded, the ventures that collapsed before they could flourish, the resources that diminished through trial after trial. I have seen how each loss affected you, how discouragement whispered that you were moving backward rather than forward. But I am arranging a flow of provision so abundant that it will not merely refill what was emptied, but will lift you into a level of stability and prosperity you have never experienced. Every dimension of lack is being addressed by my restoration. You will not live in the shadow of insufficiency. A season is unfolding where financial burdens will loosen, where new opportunities will emerge, and where resources will increase in ways that clearly bear the mark of my hand. This is not accidental fortune or random favor, it is the manifestation of my promise to care for you with unwavering faithfulness. Consider also your relationships, the connections that weakened, the misunderstandings that created distance, the precious moments with loved ones that seemed lost beyond recovery. I am the one who restores what was broken, who heals what was wounded, who reunites what was separated. And when I restore, I do not merely return things to their former state. I make them stronger, deeper, more meaningful, and more beautiful than before any pain touched them. A single moment of reconnection orchestrated by me can accomplish more than years of human effort. Do not measure what is possible by what you have seen before. I am preparing reunions, healing conversations, renewed bonds, and strengthened relationships that will surpass your expectations. What once felt irreparably damaged will shine with new grace and tenderness. Wherever you still feel emptiness, I am declaring a provision so overwhelming that it will astonish not only you but also all who witness your transformation. My justice is active in your life at this very moment. I have seen every loss, every disappointment, every trial, every delay, and I proclaim this over you now. I am ready to give you double for everything you endured. Double joy for each sorrow, double strength for each weakness, double blessing for each loss, double restoration for each moment that tried to break your spirit. Prepare your heart to receive, for the abundance I am sending is not a gentle stream but a mighty, unstoppable flood. You have felt old ties loosening, familiar patterns dissolving, and new directives rising, and all of this is confirmation that I am positioning you for profound renewal. Stay close to me, my beloved, for I am transforming not only your present but also the history of your family line. As I pour this powerful wave of renewal into your life, your first act of faith is simple yet significant. Open your heart fully to receive it. Let your spirit stretch beyond the limits it once accepted. Allow hope to expand within you. If your heart longs for this message to reach those who are also wandering in darkness tonight, let that desire rise as an offering, for your compassion is part of the calling I placed within you. And know this above all, nothing in your story is ending with loss. Everything is leading toward restoration, elevation, and divine fulfillment. What I am doing in you now will echo for generations to come. My child, step into this new beginning with courage, for you are not walking into it alone. I am with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and preparing every blessing that your soul was created to hold. My son, I have watched your steps, your gestures of faith, the seeds you sowed even in times of scarcity, the silent acts of generosity that no one saw but that rose before me like a pleasing fragrance. I have honored each one of these attitudes, and I am preparing a season in which everything you have given will be returned to you multiplied. Every gift that will come from your hands in the future will carry the weight of my reality, the touch of my presence, and it will serve as a channel of healing for those who walk lost, weary, and without direction. I myself will command any force that tried to diminish your resources to retreat immediately, and I will give instructions in the invisible realms so that the return comes to you with sevenfold intensity. Therefore, beloved son, in this very moment, demonstrate your confidence. Lift your heart. Make room for the new that I am bringing. Heaven is moving in your favor in a deep and definitive way. Now, my son, the time has come for us to speak about something you have carried without fully understanding. I speak of spiritual weights that did not originate in you but were pushed into your story before you could even understand your own purpose. You have noticed these patterns repeating throughout the years, the unexpected conflicts that always returned, the continuous sense of struggle, the shadow of familiar difficulty that seemed to follow your lineage. You saw this in your parents, your grandparents, and those who came before you, and many times you feared it would repeat itself in you and in the generations to come. I speak of sudden bursts of anger with no explanation, financial struggles that always seem to block your family's progress, unexpected losses, broken relationships, partnerships that collapsed before they could blossom. You always fought to rise above it, but it felt like swimming against a powerful and invisible current. But know, my beloved, that today this current is being stopped once and for all. I am descending with justice upon your family story. By the power of my own life offered for you, I cancel every influence that tried to limit your walk. I declare in the highest realms of the unseen, the spiritual debts of your bloodline are cancelled. My dear son, this is a solemn moment. What has ruled your family's history until now loses all power. Those repeated habits, those behaviors that dragged from generation to generation, those voices that whispered defeat and limitation, all of it is now silenced. The force of darkness that fed on ancestral errors loses its legality, its influence, and its presence. What held you is broken. What accused you is undone. What seemed inevitable can no longer remain. In place of those ancient chains, I, your father, establish a new flow of blessings, a new spiritual inheritance filled with grace, direction, favor, and freedom. From this moment on, a completely restored lineage begins in you, marked by my presence. Every generation that comes from you, directly or indirectly, will be reached by this river of abundance I now release. My son, receive this truth. Feel the invisible bonds breaking. Feel the weight lifting from within your soul. Feel the atmosphere around you shifting as my word works deeply within you. My beloved, I want you to grasp the greatness of the moment you are living right now. Close your eyes for a moment, breathe deeply, and feel what I am doing. There are burdens you carried without realizing, emotional shadows that seemed like part of your personality, old sorrows you thought were normal, repeated cycles of pain you believed were inevitable, but none of it belonged to you. They were remnants of inheritances that have now been uprooted. Feel your soul being relieved, your spirit renewed, your identity rewritten. My son, your story is being changed today. The spiritual memory of your name is being purified. The energy that once hovered around your family with endless battles is being replaced with my favor, my compassion, and my strength. What was once constant struggle will now become a sign of victory. What was once delay will become acceleration. What was once loss will become abundance. You are the turning point of your lineage. Everything changes from you onward. Now, my son, come even closer. I want you to see clearly what I am doing. Bring to mind the words I have spoken to you in silence, in dreams, in intuition, in those sensations you couldn't explain but knew were significant. For years you received fragments of what I intended to do. Each promise seemed isolated, like pieces of a puzzle you didn't know how to assemble. You held these pieces in your heart, sometimes doubting, sometimes believing they would never connect. But now, in this sacred moment, I gather them all into one movement. I am aligning everything I have spoken to you throughout your life. Every promise, every vision, every direction I gave you is merging into a greater purpose. My son, the time of fulfillment has come. What you will see next will not be a single promise manifested, but many happening simultaneously, converging, expanding, and creating a deep and irreversible impact in your life. Observe, my beloved. Every part of the path you walked, even the ones that seemed random or unfair, was part of a greater plan. The long waits strengthened your endurance. The closed doors protected you from paths that would have destroyed your spiritual sensitivity. That sudden detour you thought was a loss was actually my arm guiding you directly to the perfect place. The painful end of a relationship you believed would last forever was my intervention, removing what was blocking the blessing now approaching. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was forgotten. I was in every second, shaping your character, refining your faith, preparing your spirit to receive what only now you have the maturity to carry. When everything begins to unfold, you will understand that nothing was random. There was purpose, direction, and love. My dear son, when everything starts aligning in surprising ways, do not attribute any of it to chance. Do not call it luck, do not call it coincidence, do not say it just happened. Recognize that it is the perfect unfolding of what I promised you in the silence. It is my voice echoing through time. It is the materialization of the words I gave you when no one else was looking. It is the fulfillment of what once seemed distant but was being prepared quietly inside your spirit. For a season, these certainties rested in you like dormant seeds. They grew without noise, strengthened without urgency, and took root without being seen. Now that hidden process is complete. What you waited for will become real, quickly, surprisingly, and fully. Tonight, my beloved, distant hope becomes living experience. Now, my precious son, bring to mind that great barrier that always seemed impossible to overcome. Perhaps it was an influential person blocking your steps. Perhaps it was an emotional, financial, or spiritual condition that never shifted, like an enormous wall. Perhaps it was a deeply rooted fear, a sense of insufficiency, a limitation that followed you for years. I see this barrier. I know its weight. I know how deeply it pressed upon your soul. But know this, before me, nothing remains unmoved. And today I declare that this mountain will be removed from your path. What seemed eternal will become temporary. What seemed absolute will dissolve. What stood in your way will now be placed under your feet. My son, what comes now is expansion, advancement, and victory. No force will be able to stop what I have begun. I am with you, and when I move, nothing can resist. Do you like this personality? The challenging forces that shaped your trials are being dismantled piece by piece. I am stepping into the very heart of what resisted you. The person whose decisions affected you so heavily is having their spirit softened. The situation that appeared fixed, unchangeable, or overwhelming is shifting under my command. The hidden influences that worked against your peace are scattering in confusion, unable to remain where my authority has been established. I am overturning what was built to hinder you, and I am clearing the ground beneath your feet so you can step forward without fear. What was once a mighty obstacle is becoming nothing more than a fragile shell of what it used to be. I am exposing its true weakness. I am revealing how powerless it has become. And when you look at it again, when you encounter what used to intimidate or discourage you, I want you to remember what I am telling you now: its strength is gone. Its foundation is broken. Its voice is empty. It stands before you only as a remnant of a battle already won. Do not let old memories of fear convince you otherwise. Move forward with the certainty that I have already prepared the way. You are not stepping into resistance, you are stepping through ruins, remnants of a war that my presence has already ended. My child, because I am tearing down these hindrances, You will soon walk into places that were always meant for you but remained hidden behind the blockade of opposition. These new spaces of impact, clarity, opportunity, and abundance are now being unveiled. You will begin to see open doors where you once saw only walls. You will feel freedom where you once felt pressure. The long-standing weight that slowed you down will fall off, and you will sense the lightness that comes from my spirit guiding your steps. I am not simply removing difficulty, I am revealing destiny. You will understand why certain paths were delayed, why certain relationships could not remain, why certain efforts felt fruitless. Everything is shifting into alignment now, because what once resisted your calling has been defeated. But hear me, my beloved, when you encounter that old fear, that old environment, or that old situation again, do not give it the authority it once held. Approach it with the revelation I am giving you, that its power has ended. Do not be surprised if its image looks intimidating, for the shell of something defeated can still look large. Yet its impact is gone. Its breath is gone. Its thread is only a memory. Therefore, step boldly, for the path ahead is not only open but blessed by my hand. I am not simply leading you, I am walking through this with you. This is why I instruct you to move without hesitation. Do not pause to examine what remains of the old battle. Do not question what I have already cleared. Do not doubt the authenticity of this breakthrough. Take hold of the direction I place before you and advance with confidence. You are stepping into a divinely prepared season, one where my favor, my guidance, and my provision will work together to bring you into the fulfillment of what I have spoken over your life. The power I have placed upon you in this moment is not temporary or emotional, it is purposeful, crafted for the journey ahead. Use it. Walk with assurance. Act with courage. The barriers have fallen, but now it is your turn to cross into what was once unreachable. My child, I know that along this journey, you have felt alone in ways words could not express. You carried visions no one around you fully understood. You walked a path others questioned. You felt the weight of responsibility that came with the calling I placed in you, and you longed, not for applause, but for genuine companionship, for someone who believed in the purpose I planted within your spirit. You have cried silently for a friend who would walk with you in faith rather than doubt. And I have heard that longing. Because of that deep and unspoken desire, I am bringing a significant person into your life, someone chosen, prepared, and aligned with the season you are now entering. You will not need to force this connection. You will not need to strive for it or reshape yourself to fit into it. This person comes by my appointment, guided by my timing, and carries a purpose that will become clear to both of you. Your paths may cross in an unexpected moment, but your spirits will recognize the connection instantly. This is not merely a friendship or an acquaintance, it is a divine partnership, designed to strengthen the work I have assigned to you. They carry what complements you. Where you carry vision, they carry structure. Where you carry passion, they carry strategy. Where you hold spiritual sensitivity, they hold practical direction. Together, your strengths will accomplish what neither of you could achieve alone. Yet I must caution you, my beloved, cherish them, honor them, appreciate them, but do not elevate them to a place that belongs only to me. They are. This individual is coming for a particular assignment in your life, for a defined season aligned with your calling. They are an answer to a longing deep within you, a desire for companionship, support, and encouragement. But I want your heart to remain balanced. If you place anyone above the purpose I have spoken, the partnership will lose its divine effectiveness. Keep me as your center, and every connection I send will thrive as I designed it. Prepare yourself. Stay open in spirit and steady in heart. For just as I am clearing your path, I am also aligning people around you to support the mission I have entrusted to your life. You will not walk this new phase alone. My presence goes before you, and my guidance surrounds you. But I am also sending someone to walk beside you, not to carry your burdens, but to join you in the holy work of bringing forth what I have planted within your soul. Now, my child, we must address the lingering shadow of scarcity that has clung to you for far too long. This is more than financial fear. It is a mindset, a deep-rooted anxiety that whispers that what you have will never be enough. It has shaped how you make decisions, how you dream, how you hold hope. It has stolen moments of peace from your nights and confidence from your days. It has made you shrink back when I wanted you to step forward. But tonight, by the power of my presence, I break the authority of that fear. Its voice is silenced. Its grip is broken. The cycle of lack ends here, not just in your hands, but in your mind, in your household, and in the environment that surrounds you. I am replacing the old narrative with one of abundance, provision, and divine supply. I am reshaping the way you see resources, not through the lens of fear but through the truth of my sufficiency. I am teaching you to trust what I bring, to expect goodness, and to walk with a confidence that does not depend on circumstances. The weight that tightened around your heart every time an unexpected need appeared is being lifted permanently. I am sending a flow of provision from my own realm into your life, steady, abundant, and aligned with your purpose. It will not overwhelm you, nor will it arrive in chaos. It will come with clarity, timing, and intention. You will see doors open for work, ideas, opportunities, and resources that you once believed were beyond your reach. You will understand that I am not simply providing for you. I am equipping you. I am establishing you. I am preparing you to live without the shadow of fear following every step you take. You will rise into a new level of freedom where generosity comes naturally, where hope flows easily, and where worry no longer dictates your decisions. My precious child, everything that once restrained you is being removed. Everything that once intimidated you is losing its influence. Everything that once made you feel alone is being replaced by partnership, presence, and purpose. Stand tall. Open your heart. Walk forward. Your new season does not begin tomorrow. It begins now, in this very moment where my words reach the deepest part of you. I am your God, and I am making all things new. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.